You're watching my favorite YouTube channel. I go by the name of Chillmonger. I watched the show called WandaVision, and I'm going to inhale now. I don't know why I did a whole beginning without breathing. I watched this already, and I did a review already with Second Street Marvel. So if you want to leave this video, YouTube, Second Street Marvel, subscribe to his channel, then watch me and him talk about it on Friday morning. That's a pretty good review. This will be another review, an alternative review, because it's called Chillmonger, and you want to know what Chillmonger thought about it. Chillmonger thought this was a meh show. There's overwhelming, there's underwhelming, there's whelming. This was underwhelming. And I lowered my expectations too. I understand what this audience, who it was for. If you watched I Love Lucy, you can be like, oh, oh, oh. If you watched Bewitched, Dick Van Dyke Show. These are things that are absent to my memory banks. Your bonehead creator picked a fine chapter to emit from your memory banks. Vegeta, when he turned Super Saiyan for the first time. Those who know. Those who know already like this video because they're like, holy shit, I was thinking the same thing when you said memory. All right. So the show starts and it's WandaVision, WandaVision. I'm like, okay. I think they just appear. They have their own home magically. I see him phasing, drops Wanda, and I'm like, all right, I understand that this is going to be very cheap effects. I love the saucer breaking, magic making time reverse to make it, fixed. It was so good for the cheesiness. The effects in here were so lame, but so fitting. Black and white for the whole first episode, so that's a L. There was a New Jersey area code. So, where is the Avengers base? Isn't that Camp Lehigh? Camp Yehigh? Where Steve Rogers was trained. I want to say that was Jersey. Maybe it was upstate New York. But it's the same. Yeah, whatever. Who cares? So that happens. They mention a commercial where they mention Stark, which brings us back to the time. It was the 60s, so Howard Stark, 50s when Howard Stark was doing his thing. So timely and stuff like that, I give them their points there. However, the events that happen in the show were the events typical to a sitcom. As advertised, I understand, but I think around the 17th minute, I looked at my time and I said, oh my, nothing is happening in this show that I care for. And that was right around the dinner table scene. I don't care for Vision going to work. However, I will point out that that is the rare time where the camera actually leaves Wanda and focuses on another character alone. Vision at work and seeing him do his machine stuff. So if it is a pocket reality that Wanda is inside of, it's worth noting that we actually left her perspective for Vision. A lot of questions came out of this, I guess, which is the point. And Vision's status of whether he's alive or dead, if he was ever alive, really, come to question. I think when I watched Infinity War, Shuri was done and she made Vision complete. As complete, without the Mind Stone part, but Jarvis and all the other parts of him. I think now that this pocket reality, which is in the New Jersey area code, Wanda created it, House of M style. I think that Vision, was sent in there to fix it and to get her out, as well as all the sword agents to fix it and get it out, including the one that they called communist. Communism, right at the in episode 2 in the Westview Public Library. That man looked Indian. He was also a co-worker of Vision. There was some black characters in the show. Now, here's the question of diversity and accuracy. Is it right that they hired a cast that is diverse? Or is it wrong because they're not being accurate? That's the question. You guys can check out Hakuna Matata because that sounds like something he would cover. Another YouTube plug, Hakuna Matata. Background characters I really don't care for. It's not a big deal to me that Jimmy Olsen was wait a minute. What was Lawrence Fishburne's character? His name was Perry White. I don't care that Perry White isn't actually white. It's actually good to sprinkle in different ethnicities in these movies and shows so that some people don't get away thinking that it's the default and then get marching and saying Jews will not replace us. Maybe if they saw more, they'd be like, oh, it's just there's a whole lot of diversity, and I'm one bit of those people need to see that. So there goes that bit of talking points. Every time this show leaves this sitcom camera angle and joins real world, I care. Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Things got crazy. And also, let's pay attention to that's when, Wanda stopped the facade and was like, yo, Vision, go ahead and fix it. And Vision goes through, takes out the thing. The man, Mr. Hart, was there and saw it happen live, but didn't have any reaction to it. She put a spell on him. He's happy, he leaves. You're getting that raise, you're getting the promotion. This is great news. And he goes away. She worked that scenario when she was worried. This is Wanda having a mental breakdown, House of M style, and I might need to reread this 8 issues. I can get that done by a day or so. Not today though. It's a Pokemon Go Community Day, and I'm gonna go a Community Day. Machop though, the shiny of Machop is lame. I already caught 3 of them, so I'll just be Pokemon going for extra candy. In the second episode, by the way, there was no post-credit scene here, which is disappointing, but I hope we get a post-credit scene for the finale. The second episode is the helicopter episode. We all saw the sword logo there. In my head, a real helicopter entered from above, and she made it a toy helicopter. I don't know about the person inside, but that's what she did. Now, maybe after trying the above method, they tried the below method later in the episode, and that's where the beekeeper dude came from, the sewers. Why is he wearing beekeepers? Is it an AIM reference? Maybe. Advanced Idea Mechanics? I really don't know, but it's interesting enough. That's why this episode isn't dog doo-doo. It's just, okay, let's see where you're going. There might be more Easter eggs in this show that I'm not aware of. And I waited for new rock stars and Ryan from Screen Crush, 2 more YouTube plugs, to give me their Easter egg breakdown. And the hunt I didn't discover anything really too good. So this isn't a show that has that deep stuff. Unless you love I Love Lucy. And it looks like we're going to the 70s for the next one. I forget which show they'll be mocking or mimicking. 80s, 90s. If they do Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, that would be nice. 2000. It wouldn't be Fresh Prince because Fresh Prince was an NBC show. According to Jim, maybe that started in 2001. They should do that one. That was an ABC show. And then in 2010s, Modern Family is the big hit, or Blackish, or Fresh Off the Boat with Randall Park is a part of. We heard Randall Park's voice, Jimmy Woo, from Ant-Man and the Wasp. We heard him in he asked Wanda, he said, who's doing this to you? Now, as a guy who loves magic, with his card tricks and whatnot, there's the connection there. Is it possible that he influenced the magic show that they did in episode 2? I don't know. So this show was, with some, Catherine Hahn's character is the best acting I've seen in a long time. The way that she just talks in the old-timey way. She's like, I volunteer my husband, Ralph. Am I right? That is amazing. I don't even know what you call that character, but she's nailing it. So I give points to Catherine. Maybe she's really like that in real life, for all I know. I don't know anything of her, what she's been a part of in the past, but she does a good job at that voice, the role. Now, she said something about the devil's in the details. That's not the only place he's in. Man, that is Agatha Harkness. That is Mephisto. That is all of these things that they planted in that moment there. She may be another outsider that's entering the pocket reality of Wanda. And that's my theory that she's making a pocket reality. I'm saying it all this time like it's a fact, but that's the way I see things. So Agatha Harkness is a bright spot, and hopefully she will play this character into the Doctor Strange movie. So if they keep something, they should keep her. So that's a big plus from her. Um, One last thing. The world building in here means nothing to me. A pocket reality that's not going to be relevant once they burst that bubble when Doctor Strange fixes it in a few episodes. So what? So the attention and time they're putting into it is all for naught. It's similar to how I talk about comic book stuff. I usually don't like the time travel ones. Like, for example, Captain Marvel right now is in another future place. And because of that, this is the preview page. Let me give you an example. And I must have skipped over the Captain Marvel part. But Fantastic Four, Captain Marvel, here it is. So she's facing Namor's kid in another timeline. That was the advertisement for the book. And I decided not to pick it up. The future is here, and haunting Captain Marvel is New York City is in chaos. And all her strongest allies are gone, but the enemy has only grown stronger with time. The child of Redacted and Redacted makes Carol Danvers' life a living hell, and you're gonna love every second of it. Nah, I'm not gonna love every second of a future story, because I know that in 3 issues, this 6-part arc will be done. And we'll go back to normal, and all the things that we learned in world building that was done there won't matter at all. Just because Chris Claremont did it one time with Days of Future Past, it doesn't mean that the next time we go to the past is going to be as epic. It loses its value. This is a comic book rant now, but it loses its sting the more times you do it. Its flavor, the more times you chew it. Bars. Let's end the review there. You know who I am. Chillmonger. Subscribe by clicking on the smiley face over there. And go check out my 33 questions, which I talked about WandaVision in the beginning of that video with Ashley from The Widow. That's on this side. Peace out.